If there's an animated movie that makes money, you can guarantee Dingo Pictures will be out there ripping it off. We are introduced to the animals of some forest or other, and there's a wise, knowledgeable old tree who looks as though he was actually intended for a horror movie. He tells the animals about absolutely nothing. We're introduced to a family of deer. The parents are worried about their offspring, because human beings sometimes come into the woods to shoot animals, and young Bambi, the young deer, makes friends with a rabbit, just by complete coincidence, obviously. This looks like it was intended as a Bambi rip-off, and the cover is clearly marketing it as a Bambi type movie. But somebody obviously thought, oh, Bambi's too complicated, we can't be bothered. And so we have a movie which just seems to go absolutely nowhere and does nothing. At one point, Goldie, goes into a lake and looks like he's drowning, for what is quite honestly one of the tamest animals in jeopardy scenes you'll ever find in a kid's cartoon. He somehow doesn't realise that the water is only waist deep. Then we meet an old bear who's been hanging around.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Bears who come into these woods are requested to bring their own bog paper. We're given a long lecture about how animals are kept in zoos. The animals go to a zoo and decide to break out the inhabitants. And then the movie just kind of ends abruptly, as though they either ran out of money or just lost interest. Unlike most of Dingo's pictures, the vocalist at least sounds enthusiastic, but despite the fact this film is barely even 20 minutes long, it seems like it goes on forever. Not only does it feel like there was no actual script or story, but the animation and the backgrounds have a kind of let's get kids to send in drawings they've done feel about them. The voice synchronisation is lamentably bad. Obviously, if you're going to change the language of a movie, the mouth synchronisation is not going to be entirely accurate, but there doesn't seem to have been any attempt to make sure they were timing it right here. And unlike most of Dingo's movies, there's not even anything outrageously awful to make this movie entertainingly bad.
They tell me I am well past my prime.